Thiccasaurs podcast. So, Thiccasaurs episode 31, right? 32. 32, okay.
32, hot.
Today is my episode. I am the hostess, Molly.
You know you always start off like that?
Yes.
It's her nervousness.
Yeah, are you nervous?
Yeah,
That's
I already
why.
know. I hate being in the center of attention, so.
It's okay.
I don't have a topic, but we're going to talk about memories. That's all I can think of right now. So, do you guys remember any of the good or bad memories of your childhoods? Because honestly, I don't remember a lot.
Well, what do you want to start with first? Yeah, what kind of memories?
Mm-hmm. Just like good, like, what is y'all's favorite memory from childhood?
Favorite memory?
Oh, I have one.
Ooh, sure.
Share.
Oh, we used to play hide and go seek with mom and dad around the house.
Oh, that, yeah.
We would
Yeah.
turn off all the lights in the house, and we would all play hide and seek with our parents.
That reminds me also when we used to have game nights
Yeah,
Oh,
with
yeah.
mom and dad.
we would have game nights. Yeah.
That's how we learned how to play that card game.
Which one?
Which
the,
one?
The farting game? The fart game?
Plajupo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, our mom taught us that game.
So now that you think back to it, and you're like, oh my god, mom taught us that.
Yeah, she taught us that game. I remember we played Trouble.
Mm-hmm. And that chicken limbo.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys remember the chicken limbo.
No.
I do.
yeah, I remember. You hit the tail and it's all.
God, what kind of game was that? It's basically
It-
limbo.
It's limbo, but
It's
it's,
limbo,
a chicken
but
theme.
yeah,
but
there's
it's a
like a
chicken,
chicken.
sitting on the
Its
the
legs.
stick.
The stick, yeah.
Yeah. And then if you hit its tail because it can swing back and forth.
Yeah, it
And-
starts squawking.
Yeah, because you hit the tail, you're not supposed
So
to
you're
hit the
out.
tail. So you're out.
Yeah, see, I don't remember.
So you'll just hear
playing it.
Yeah.
like that? Oh my
Yeah. If
god.
Yeah.
you're playing like limbo music or whatever, and then when
Yeah.
you hit it, he's like,
Oh my god.
Because
Let's get that game and play with me.
Not even just ask mom, dad, come play again.
Yeah, so that's why, like, when we're over at the house on Fridays with mom and dad and the kids want to play, I always tell them, go ask grandpa. He'll play.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he'll play with you.
Yeah.
Like
And
that
he'll
one
play.
time, they were playing hide and seek, and dad was trying to find a place to hide.
What?
They asked grandpa to play hide and seek with them. And you know that little, I think I told you guys, it's the black desk by the front door, right?
Uh-huh.
He tried to hide underneath the desk.
Dad did?
Yes.
Oh, no, you didn't tell
He
me
wouldn't
this.
fit. So he was trying to go in. I think he hit like either his back or his head on the desk, underneath the desk. So it was just so loud. It was just so funny watching him.
Yeah, they only give you 10 seconds. What can you do in 10 seconds?
Right?
Kind of like Justin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Ready now?
Yeah, because back when we used to play hide and seek, right where the shoe rack was, on the tall shoe rack, that wasn't, when it wasn't there, it used to be a plant there, and dad used to hide behind the plant all the time.
Yeah.
And then you could hear his little tea kettle laughing when you catch him. I don't remember where mom hid though.
That's a secret. Cause that's,
Yeah, I don't
Did she ever
remember.
get found? Most of the
I don't
times, or it was
remember.
always dad.
It was always dad,
It was
because
always
dad.
Yeah,
He
see,
couldn't keep quiet.
Yeah, you hear his tea kettle
Yeah.
somewhere. And then Mitchell, I remember he was always the harder one to find.
yeah, he's like your boys, where they go really quiet and they just stay still and hide.
And he'll, since he was so small, he
Uh-huh.
would, like, squish into things.
Yeah.
Like, because I know with mom and dad's bed, their bed was pretty low to the ground, and he would, like,
He'd be able to fit
himself
underneath there.
under the bed.
Wow.
Because he was scrawny.
Or he would, what we would do is in mom and dad's room where they had those big curtains.
Yeah.
We would, because you know when you hide behind the curtains, your toes will come out.
Mhm.
So what me and Mitchell would do is we would climb on top of the windowsill and be on the window like this. that way when you walk by and you try to see if there's feet, there's no feet because Mitchell's on the windowsill.
Oh my god!
And it didn't help that their curtains were heavy, so you can't really see like the silhouette either because it kind of blocks the sun.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And for some reason, I don't know why, but I think it was I forgot why we did it. I think it was like me, Mitchell, and somebody else. We decided to play hide and seek in Mom and Dad's room.
Only?
And we got really creative in Mom and Dad's room.
That's what we tell the boys, just to play in one room, because if it's just one small room, it's harder. But
get
it's
real
you get
creative.
creative.
Yeah. Got to the point to where I think Mitchell hid behind, because Mom and Dad's bed frame, it used to be like, I don't know if there were like hearts or whatever in the back,
Yeah.
or it was
Something
like
like
some
that, yeah.
wooden loopy loop looking things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it got to the point where Mitchell, he hid behind it, so he squished between the
Yeah,
wall
there
and
was
the
there was a
headboard.
space. Yeah.
Because we played it in the dark, and so
Yeah.
a lot of the times we would just feel around, and he got smart enough to go behind the headboard.
So even if you did feel around there, all you would feel is
It's
the
the wood.
headboard.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the most common place was the closet. But then what we did was we snuggled our way into the very back of the closet, to where when you feel around.
I remember that was so dangerous though, because there's that wooden piece that's in the middle on the left side for like a lower bar for hanging clothes, and if you're not careful, you will run smack right into that thing.
But I
Oh,
don't think
yeah.
it's there anymore, is it?
No, it's
No,
still
it's still
there.
there. It's right when you enter in on the left,
on the left side.
Oh,
Yeah.
that bar. Oh, that's not what.
Yeah,
I'm
that
talking
wall.
about in the middle.
You know, you guys are explaining how Mitchell hid, and that's why his girls are crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
They will sit there and squish into the smallest.
Yes, it explains a lot now.
I don't remember how Michael hid either. So
I don't know. We would be on top of like the dressers and stuff.
yeah.
I know he was a little chubby little boy.
I remember is that we
I
used
don't
to
know
have
where he
that.
fit.
We used to have that round table where like we stuff stuff underneath. And
Oh yeah, you
we'll,
kids.
We'll
would.
we'll just like take everything out and just go inside. But obviously we leave everything that we took out around the table.
So it's obvious.
Yeah, that or sometimes I think was it the kitchen table had like a little middle bar underneath in the kitchen table, right? And then like y'all will hide. I remember you guys hiding underneath there.
What? Say that again.
On the kitchen table there was like some kind of bar or something, or that or mom's tablecloth was really long. Oh no,
Yeah.
never mind. You guys were hiding on the chairs,
But
but the chairs were pushed into the into the table.
because of the tablecloth.
Yeah,
and stuff
so-
like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
We were really good at this game.
yeah.
This was before the internet.
Yeah.
And cell
This
phones.
was before we all got fat. Okay.
So that's your favorite memory is playing hide and seek.
That's what I can remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is playing hide and seek and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Hide and seek, game nights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember we used to do like surprise birthdays too, at the house.
Surprise birthdays?
Or like at least it was like one memory was for mom's birthday.
Some play.
Yeah, because I think she worked. I think she worked during the night, and the dad worked in the mornings when we were younger. So they would switch.
Yeah.
And then I think one night we did mom's birthday, a surprise birthday.
When she got home?
Uh huh.
Oh, why do I not remember that?
I don't remember that.
All I remember was you were sitting on the piano because you had the birthday cake, and she comes to the garage. 'Cause that's when we used the garage for our
Right.
garage. And so we were told to be quiet, and all I remember was you holding the birthday cake at the piano. I think this is when we still had like the red couches, and they weren't against the wall. They were like towards the middle.
Uh-huh.
That weird
Yeah.
weird time when we had it like that. And
Yeah,
then
I don't
because
remember.
majority of us hid behind the couches. From what I remember.
Oh, yeah. Nope. I do not remember that.
Yeah. I think that was like once.
Yeah, no. We weren't very good at surprise birthdays.
No, we were too giggly.
Yeah.
But when it came to hide and seek, though, that's a whole different story. That's probably why we like playing hide and seek like at grandma's all the time too when we were younger.
In the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's so funny that now that I think about it, it's like we used to play hide and seek in the garage, like in the pitch dark.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what grandma's garage was like? Yeah, we used to play hide and seek.
But
in
it
that
used to
place.
be more spacious than that.
And I was like, it's kind of tight.
It used to be
Right
a little
now,
more
it's tight.
spacious.
You can't even
Mm-hmm.
really hide. But
Yeah, that back corner used to be like another sleep area, and like there was still like a little walkway back there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of walkway back there. It was to the point to where it was just the bed up against the wall on the right, and then on the left side,
The
it was
table
just
and
tables.
boxes.
Yeah,
Mm.
because us girls would play in there all the time, and that would be like one person's house, and then the other side where the other bed is, that was another person's house,
Mhm.
kind of thing.
And then right up against by the door, that was like the kitchen area or
Yeah.
something.
It'd be like a common room.
And then grandma would have like this lazy Susan that will pretend to be a bus driver.
Wow, our imagination.
And then we go to grandma in their kitchen to be the cafe to drink our coffees. Because I think grandma would always just have mugs.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I'm so attached to mugs. I don't know. But she would always just have mugs. And we would put juice in it to be our coffee.
Man.
God.
This must be like just y'all, because I don't remember any of
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And then we'll have some cousins who live in the other living room, quote unquote.
Oh, the days before internet and phones and stuff like that.
You really used your imagination.
Yeah, you really use your imagination. Nowadays, the kids are like, "What's that?
I'm born.
You use your imagination." I don't know how.
That's
Yeah.
like your youngest boy when we were, I think, was it Friday? He was over there playing with the car by himself in the corner.
Jensen?
Yes. I'm just like, oh, he's using his imagination.
Yeah, they were good when they're like small, little like that. But when they get older, it's like they lose that imagination thing. Because for Liam, like that one time you said that you told him to close his eyes and just imagine stuff, and then he'd be like, "All I see is black." And I'm just like, "Oh my god, child."
I think he's just thinking too hard on it.
They're too practical. Like they're
Yeah.
too
They're too much like Chow.
logical and like just like I don't get it. Oh, but yeah. Other memories.
Do you guys have any bad memories?
We have plenty of those. I have plenty of those, but I don't really.
Or funny memories?
Not funny. Fun memories whenever, because like Dad would always take us to the state fair. Like
you know,
every
he
year.
always
Oh,
would
yeah.
always like take us like it's,
That's why we love fairs and
Yeah.
carnivals.
didn't we used to have like a family like trip every year? Like one year we went to like, or like it's always at Branson or something.
We would always go to Wisconsin or Minnesota every summer.
Yeah.
And then we stopped for a few years. And then after that, we try to do like a family reunion every year, quote unquote. But I'm like, is it really a family reunion if we're doing it every year?
Yeah, it should be like every few years.
Yeah.
But that's a different generation, so that's
Yeah.
why. But yeah, Dad would always take us to the state fair. Like he never failed to take us every year. And I think because in the beginning, it was because Nordam would have their company picnics and stuff like that, or during the state fair.
Oh.
Yeah, state fair, or even just at Bell's,
Bell's.
when Bell's was still there.
Mhm.
So yeah, we were always at the fair.
We carny people.
Yeah, we carnies.
Yeah. We love the fair. We love carnivals.
That's like how
festivals.
when I went to the zoo with my boyfriend earlier this week, he was like, "It's been like a few years since I went," and I'm like, "Really?" And I'm like, "I pretty much went like a buttload of times." He's like, "Really?" Yeah, my dad's company used to do that like every year here. So basically, I know where everything is at the zoo.
Yep.
Yeah, so usually the trip to the zoo, I'm just like, okay, let's just hurry up. But,
That's true.
yeah.
What about you, Anna? You were so quiet. Sorry, we were just
Babbling over here.
talking. Yeah.
And you're like off camera. Scoot over.
Drinking water first.
Yeah. Scoot over.
Well, I guess it's like a good memory would be.
Scoot over more.
Yes, go over more. You're out of the frame. Yeah,
I don't know how much closer you want it to be.
right there.
We have to be arm to arm.
Arm to arm.
Come over like you like us.
I don't like you.
That's why I'm over here on this side.
So good memory. I remember my dad would have like these impromptu like biking adventures, and so we would all have like we would load up all of our bikes, pack like snacks, and then he like installed these water bottle holders onto all of our bikes. And so we would all go and bike. Of course, it's like near where he likes to fish, so he could fish too. But we would bike for like a good distance, take a break, snack, drink, and bike for a while until like the sun went down.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's a good core memory for me. I actually told Mike, I was like, that's a must do for me.
Oh.
Yeah, we have to do something outdoorsy like that. So thankfully he likes stuff like that.
We did something like that too with our dad.
Really?
Yeah.
He always take us like to the park or something.
Just randomly like, let's go.
No,
Yeah.
like one time, I think it was when Michelle and Michael were older. I think it was just me and the younger one. And this is when the Mango Trail was starting to get built.
Oh yeah.
And that bridge over there on 31st by,
Hicks Park.
yeah, across from Hicks Park.
where Junior Achievement is.
No, not where Junior Achievement is. It's the other side. So over there by, I was going to call it Reesers. It's not Reesers. 10 Gym on 31st and
Oh,
Mingo.
yeah.
There's
Okay.
a little bridge in the back where that was still being built, and we didn't know that, and so we took the trail that way, and it was like halfway built, and so we had to like pick up our bikes and kind of throw it over.
Oh my
and
God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, climb on the bridge to get over, even though the bridge wasn't like completely fixed, but we did it anyway. And then
You did this with Dad?
Oh
my God.
He's
Yeah.
like, let's go over there.
Yeah, and then we rode our bikes all the way to Grandma's house, which is like I think like 2 miles away from us.
I
And
hated
came
go.
back.
I hated doing that because they had some roads where it was like they were like literally
Yeah.
purposely like this.
It was easier to get there, but then coming back, it was hard because we had to go back up the hills. Yeah.
Jeez. Dang.
See, this is why we like encourage or try to encourage our boys to ride bikes or learn how to ride bikes. But apparently they just don't like doing it.
It's because
I think-
all the effort they have to put
Well,
in.
I think it's also like, I feel like it's probably like, do you guys ever go out together with the bikes too? And like, or
Yeah, we
and
I think at one point they had their own bikes. At one
we
point.
do have our own bikes.
Oh yeah.
I rode Michelle's, and damn, I'm out of shape.
Yeah, girl, for
I
real.
don't know what it is. I think it's just the way the bike is set up because it's not like one of those normal casual bikes. It's one of those like mountain
Right,
bikes where
yeah.
you're leaned over, and when you pedal, your legs go into your abdomen. And I'm just like, and you're constantly
Yeah.
hunched over, and I'm like, okay,
don't
man,
know,
I
like
need a
that.
casual.
Yeah, you just need
bike.
she wants the one with the little basket. and
Yeah.
you just sit-
Yeah.
I want those old,
like that.
I forgot what they're called, cruisers.
Yes.
Yeah,
The cruisers,
I want one
yes.
of those. That's fine. But
Yeah.
the ones that Chow has are like mountain bikes.
Yeah,
where you're
that's what I told
literally-
him. I was like, I don't like riding the
crouched
mountain
over.
bikes because, for one, it hurts my butt.
Yeah,
Yeah, and two,
I'm fat and it's going into my abdomen. Like,
yeah, it's just I can't. I want, like Liz says, I need a cruiser bike.
yeah, where I'm sitting up like this with the handlebars. I'm just, woo, like little Dorothy, in the tornado.
That's actually the bikes that we had, but Mike actually upgraded our seats so it doesn't hurt as much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it still hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that reminds me when I went to the gathering place, and they were like the actual like pro bikers biking around, and I'm seeing them going up and down the hills like nothing. I'm just like, oh my God.
They got really big booties, juicy booties, and
Yeah,
big
but they were all
thighs.
like scrawny, but they were like
Yeah.
it's all muscle on them.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then there's like this one older lady that she's on this one that you sit down and you're like pedaling like the
your-
tricycle,
Yeah.
and then she's still catching up with them too. And I was like, God dang.
But yeah, no, that's yeah. I think it's just because for Liam, our sidewalks and our driveways and stuff like that are not flat or smooth enough for him to get a handle of his balance. So he never really got the hang of it.
I guess I meant to ask, like, do you guys take him out to where it is smooth
Not
to try it
lately.
out? Yeah. Or knowing him, I know he does. I noticed that he tries when, like, the rest of the aunties and uncles are there too.
Like this, the rollerblades I got
Yeah.
him. Like those, I'm like, if you're not gonna use them, I'm gonna use them.
God.
Me and you have the same shoe size.
Oh.
Yeah. So I
I mean,
mean,
plus, I think it's not like a kid thing anymore. Like his friends don't ride bikes, so therefore it doesn't really encourage him to ride a bike.
yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
with us, we had friends who
Rode
rode
bikes.
bikes, and we had each other who rode bikes, and so therefore, that's how we played, was riding bikes.
Yeah, we rode bikes whenever went to each other's houses.
Yeah,
See, we want to ride bikes around the neighborhood like a little family.
yeah.
You know, at least that's what Chow would like to do. But
Well, that means he just has to take him out.
Mhm.
Probably one-on-one then on those smoother
yeah,
trails. And just
trails
try
are like
it
a
out.
parking lot somewhere, empty parking lot. But yeah, riding bikes is a memory too.
Yeah, that's a good memory for me.
Aww.
Yep.
Any other memories?
Playing in the backyard.
Oh yeah.
Oh, with our swing set.
Regardless of what it was back in the day.
How about like an injury memory or anything like that? Like yeah.
I was like, I'm fortunate enough. I've never had an injury. I know. I've been knocking on wood all these 30 years of my life.
Yes.
I've never had
It's been 30 years.
I mean,
I've
the only
never
one
had
I
any
remember-
stitches, anything like that. I've never had that.
Okay.
I didn't get
This
stitches.
was when I was really little and caused by dad.
No, you didn't have stitches though.
stuck in the drain.
Yeah,
That's when I was really little.
But you didn't get stitches for that?
No,
Oh wow, lucky.
no, but you can see the scar on it, and mom and them said that a good chunk of skin was just there,
Yeah.
but they didn't take me to the hospital.
Oh man.
And honestly, I don't even remember it bleeding.
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Injuries. I've had plenty of those.
I'm a klutz. I always hurt myself.
Yeah. Well, there's the one on my eyebrow. I mean, I personally don't remember that experience, but apparently I busted my eyebrow when I was younger chasing after a ball. And they took me to
I'm like
I was gonna say,
Jensen.
I was gonna say what? Chasing a squirrel?
No.
But you said ball.
I was chasing a ball, and I went under a table or whatever, and I bent down to go get it. But of course, being a baby, I did not clear said table, and so I hit the corner,
Dang.
busted my eyebrow open. So they took me to the ER, and they had to strap me down like a crazy person, so they can stitch it up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were crying like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Flailing
they,
around.
they had put me on one of those back bracer boards, and they like velcroed me into it.
Oh my god.
So
Kinda
I-
had to.
Yeah. So so I'm sure I was screaming my head off.
That just reminds
did
me
that.
of Jensen when they just needed an arm X-ray.
Oh yeah.
He wouldn't lay there.
Yep, there's that one, and then there's one in like my inner thigh, really close to the groin. That was when we were still living at the Brown house across the street from Grandma. And it was me and Mike. We were outside, like in the backyard, in the right corner. Dad would have like this pile of like wood, like planks of wood or like 2x4s or whatever, whatnot. And me and Mike would always be playing on that dangerously. And there's also a swing, like a 2-seater swing, like wooden swing that's off the tree. And then there was also a makeshift ladder on the trunk of the tree and a rope that you can swing off of. And I decide we swung off that rope plenty of times, but I don't know, apparently for this day, there was like a bucket or something, and it had a metal pole sticking up out of it. And so when I was swinging on the rope and I swung in that direction, I saw it immediately, and I tried to avoid it by lifting my legs up. But I did not clear it, and so that pole ended up gashing my inner thigh.
Dang.
So
Do you have a gnarly scar then?
I wouldn't say gnarly, but there is a scar there.
Dang.
So I'll show you later.
Sorry to interrupt you. I was like, a lot of Mike's injuries were also playing around with dad stuff. The backyard.
Yes. Because dad would always just keep things around. Like I said, that pile of wood and stuff in the back, I don't even remember what he was using that for. But
He's a
yeah.
hoarder. That's where these two get it from.
He's probably cleaning something and then just left it there. Like, I'll clean it up, when I have time.
I'll clean it up.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got that gash. But since it was in that area, they didn't stitch it. They used butterfly stitches instead.
Yeah.
What is that again?
It's more of like medical tape.
Oh.
Oh, butterfly tape?
Yeah, butterfly tape. Uh-huh.
They
So-
just tape the skin together and just hope for the best for it to stick together back and heal like that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
is that
basically
different
what it
from
is.
the glue?
Yeah, glue, they put it like in the wound and like
Oh.
Yeah, that's glue, though.
That's
That's butterfly. Yeah, the butterfly tape
just-
is just tape
Tape it together and hope for the best?
yeah,
Jeez.
pretty much.
because it's not that big enough to, or like that severe to where the skin has to come off. It's just it's still healthy enough to the two pieces.
Freaking
the
Molly.
two walls.
Hope for the best.
That's basically what it is. They like there's a little open wound and they just tape it together and just leave it
I'm
like that.
pretty sure it's probably less scarring than having to
Stitch it.
stitch it.
And plus, it's probably cheaper too.
I think it just depends on
the size of the cut.
the location.
Oh.
Remember, mine is the inner thigh.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, it's the groin.
It's gonna
area.
rub.
So
Ew.
yeah, that's a lot of rubbing.
You know what I just thought about something? Is that you had a lot of injuries, and then I did too, and then she said she hasn't had any, and that's why she probably has a lower pain tolerance.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that
I
makes
like
sense.
pain. Oh, again. Oh.
Yep. So I have that groin one. I have the one under my left foot. Is it my left foot?
Dang.
I'm trying to see. Yeah, one on my left foot, right here.
Jeez.
That was when,
Uncle Tommy?
yeah, me, Mike, and Uncle Tommy were roughhousing, and this is when Uncle Tommy was living with us when he was like younger, teenage years. You know those days in the past where they would send troublemaking children to their uncles for the summer or something. That's what they did to him. Anyway, we were roughhousing on, in mom and dad's bedroom on their bed or whatever.
It's always mom and dad's bedroom.
And like he ended up tossing me off the bed.
Oof.
And we had a dresser in there, like a kid's dresser for like my clothes and stuff like that. And my foot and ended up hitting the corner part of the dresser, and it basically gouged into my foot.
Jeez.
Like it was bleeding. I could see inside my foot. I was panicking. Yeah.
I vaguely remember that.
You vaguely remember
Yeah,
it?
I was really young. So I
You probably
vaguely
like
remember
blocked that out of your memory list because it was traumatizing.
I don't know. I just vaguely remember it.
Yeah. I remember it being super painful. I'm crying. I was like, my foot hurts. And I lifted up to look at it. I was like, it's bleeding.
How old were you?
Pretty young.
Like 4th or 5th grade?
yeah.
I just turned around and, I'm bleeding.
Yeah, I think like between 3rd and 5th grade, somewhere around there. I'm going to say 4th
Dang.
grade. But yeah, so I looked at it and I'm like, I'm bleeding. And Uncle Tommy's all like, okay, shh.
So he doesn't get in trouble.
Yes.
What did you guys do? Just clean it up?
I think I wrapped it in like, I put some paper towel on it. And then when Dad came home, we told him what happened and he took me to the
I'm guessing
the
ER.
doctor.
Then
Yeah,
why
to the
did he
doctor.
shush you if he was the
'Cause I
one
was-
watching you guys?
Because I was screaming. I was like, I was in like a
Turning bloody
panic.
murder? Yeah.
Yeah, because that was like the biggest wound I ever saw on myself. So I was, I was scared to death. I was going to lose my foot or something. Yeah, anyway, so Dad came home early because of that. And he took me to the doctor the same day. And I remember this too because he was so mad that I injured myself that he wouldn't, like, I couldn't walk on my foot, like, to where he didn't even help me get to the doctor's office.
So what? He drove you there, and then that's it.
No, he drove me there.
Made her walk.
Made me walk on my foot from the car all the way to the doctor's office.
Oh, did you say somebody help you?
Yes, when we came back out.
Oh.
When we came back out, because the doctor was like, "Yeah, we cannot stitch that up. That's just gonna have to. We're just gonna have to cover it, and it's gonna have to heal on its own." Mm-hmm. So they bandaged it up for me, and then here am I, like, trying to limp back to the car, and Dad's like already like a few feet ahead of me, and then there's nice little, no, not little. He's actually tall. This nice gentleman who saw me struggling and my father not helping or whatever. He like picked me up. And he's all like, "Here, you need." And he's like, "You obviously need some help. Here, let me carry you." So he picks me up, and so I'm like, "Okay."
Pick you up like a kid or like a baby? I hold you like this.
Yeah, like this.
Oh wow! So you're probably just like,
yeah. I was just like, "Oh, okay, thank you, thank you." You know, because like, yeah, my foot was like fire,
I'm
man.
surprised that the doctors didn't have put you in a
Wheelchair? Yeah. No. No. None of that. No wheelchair, no crutches or anything. But they did mention that I could rent crutches like down at the pharmacy. So that's where we were headed to go to the car and drive down to where the pharmacy was to see. So that's when the nice man picked me up, walked me over to Dad's car, put me in, and then we got there and we picked out the crutches that fit me. That way I was on crutches for like a few weeks because of that.
gosh.
Yeah, so yeah, I was in pain for a while. Had to clean it and wash it, you know, of course, every day or every other day. And of course, Mom is the one who would wash it for me, so she would make it a lot worse than it has to be.
Wait, why?
Cause you know how Mom is. It's like she was just so rough with it. Because she just didn't think that we would get it clean enough, so she would just go in there and just do it.
She does it now, you know, like whenever she'll like massage us or whatever, I'm always like, Mom, that's too hard. And she'll be like, she won't hear me. She'll just continue. And I'm like, Mom, stop, that hurts. And she just,
It's just like,
or like, can you be a little bit more gentle? And she doesn't.
Yeah, there's like no gentle like to her at all.
that's funny.
You know her. She's always like, that doesn't hurt. And I'm like, Mom, it hurts. Stop.
Yeah.
It reminds me of your boys where you talk to them and then they just go, They just pretend like they literally don't hear it. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, I would have to wash it like in the tub or whatever. So Mom would put like a little bit of water in there and like soapy water, and then I would be hesitant to put it in because it stings, it hurts, right? Because I'm a little kid, so I'm like trying to do this number, trying to get my foot in there, and then she would just grab it and like dunk it in there, and I would scream because it was so painful.
But then again, this is a woman who naturally birthed 6 kids.
Well, I was in 4th grade. I didn't give birth to kids.
No screaming, no nothing, no medication. My mom is just one of those moms. Those, you know, she'll suck it up, the pain.
Yeah, no.
But no, we're not like that. I'm a baby. I'm sorry. Like you said, my pain tolerance is not that great.
Remember her tooth story?
Her tooth story?
Yeah, how it like cracked or something, and she pulled out like half of it.
Oh, Mom.
She pulled out half of the tooth, and I'm just like, Mom, no.
I don't remember hearing that.
That was like a few years back, like a year now.
No, she told us. I forgot when she told us, but she was saying something. Yeah, that
Like her tooth was like hurting or
cracked.
something, and then she pulled it out, and then she realized that it was like half her tooth.
Yeah, and so she had to go to the dentist to get the
Yeah.
other half pulled out.
Oh, my God.
Kind of like with her nail right now.
How she's like,
I told her because
ugly.
I told her, and I was talking to Maya about it to get her medical opinion on it, and then Maya's like, "Don't pick at it, just let it fall on its own." And that's what we've been telling Mom, to let it fall on its own. That girl picked it off. She like ripped it off.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, Mom, stop. And she's like, but it's annoying. If I can just rip it off, then I'll just rip it off. And I'm like, Mom, just let nature do its course, okay?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to still have your finger?
That's what I told her. I was like, you want us to keep doing nails on you? Then you need to let it grow, let it do its thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I told her, I was like, otherwise you have no nail and you're gonna be stuck with stubby hands all the rest of your life.
Yeah.
All pretty nail except for that one finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. That's our mom, guys, when it comes to pain.
Yep. So I have that injury to my foot, and then I have another one on my shin, where I had like 3 stitches done, because I tripped up the stairs, and the stairs were marble, I guess you could say, marble or ceramic, and the edge of the little corner edge of it was like sharp. So when I tripped up it, my shin hit it, and then another gash on my leg. Took me to the emergency room again to get stitches done. So I think that's it that I can think of for me.
Dang. You do got a lot of injuries. No wonder you got high pain tolerance.
I remember one for me
Oh,
What?
was when my nails fell off.
oh, because you picked up that manhole cover.
Yeah, the manhole cover, because I think we were riding our bike, and there's a manhole cover by our house, and it was like lopsided. It wasn't sitting on the hole correctly. So like when you rode your bike, whatever, it kind of just made really loud noises, and it just wasn't sitting correctly for me. And so I was like, I'm just gonna pick it up and move it over. And me, my dumbass self, I picked it up and I moved it over. But then when I dropped it, I didn't move, I think, one of my hands fast enough, and it slammed onto one of my fingers. I don't remember which finger it is.
But yeah, she lost a fingernail.
I lost a fingernail. Like the whole thing came off, like popped off. Like I think it bruised for a little bit.
And then it fell off.
Yeah, and then it
Yeah.
fell off. But it wasn't like mom's where like there's no fingernail there. Surprisingly, there was like I think there was a fingernail on
Like
there.
a very thin one.
Yeah, I think so. I think. I don't know.
You sure it wasn't like mine? Whenever I smashed mine that one time, it was all purple.
I don't know. I don't remember. But I remember it coming off because I was like, oh. Like when I was like, peeling it, you know?
Yeah.
Like a fake nail off a real nail.
Ooh.
I was like, oh, that's weird. But yeah.
As a child, I would have freaked out.
Yeah.
My nail! Oh my gosh!
Yeah. But anyways, that's what I remember on that one.
I don't think I had that severe. The only one I remember is the one on the lip, but I don't remember how I got it. Because
I remember.
pretty
I do
young.
too.
Yeah, I was little.
You were in the kitchen. Mom was cutting up food for dinner or whatever.
I think she was making grilled cheeses.
or whatever she's doing.
Yeah.
Jesuses.
Yeah, Jesus. But you were wanting to like reach up and grab something.
Yeah, whatever
And,
she was doing.
and it was nearby the knife that mom was using. And so mom saw that. So her reflex was to push the knife away. But when she did that,
It flipped the other way.
yeah, the knife just spun, flipped, and fell on Molly's lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't remember that.
It fell on her lip, crying, bleeding.
That was because Molly was like, what, 2, 3? She was still pretty
Yeah,
young because
she
she
was-
couldn't reach up there.
Yeah, she was still baby,
Yeah.
toddler.
That like snotty nose Molly with the pigtails that disappeared.
Yes. So she came home.
You know, was
with,
that before or
like
after?
3 stitches. What?
The knife incident. The
What?
home video
What home video?
of me wandering off in the backyard.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I have to see the video. But yeah,
Yeah.
you came home with like 2 or 3 little stitches on your
Yeah.
lip. So
I remember because it looked like hair poking out. Every time people get stitches, it just looks like hair that's poking out of them. The haze coming out of them. You know?
God.
That's what it looks like to me.
oh my god.
And I'm always like, oh, that's kind of, shaking. It's a texture thing. Oh, that's weird.
Nope, that was the only major one. And then I remember I got a lot of burns on accident. Like the one with the iron on my ankle. And then the one from the food when I took out the microwave.
Oh yeah.
It was all bubbly. It was nasty.
Ew. What about you, Anna? Any memorable injuries?
Too many to name. I think I was running around playing hide and seek at one of the old houses with my sisters, and I ran into a cardboard box, like the corner of it.
Oh.
Yeah, and then that like that left a mark on my knee too. And I don't think it is. I think it is this one that left. The one that has like a mark on my right knee that has this white part right here.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, that's that.
Was it bleeding too?
No, it just looked like it just like scraped it, and then I was like, oh, whatever. And then I
Like
just
the white scar.
yeah,
Your dry skin.
yeah.
Crusty skin.
And I was just like, okay. I mean, it hurt, but I was just kind of like, well, I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have that one. And then I also have, of course, the one I told you guys already where I ran down the hill and then, like, a piece of my ankle bone chipped off. I heard it crack the moment I fell onto my knees, and I caught myself. I heard it chip. And then, that's my right ankle, too, probably. And then I have... We were moving into, like, the last house that we had lived in Wisconsin, and we were, like, moving boxes or moving something into it. And then I don't know what I was doing, but I think I was probably messing around or doing something, and I was moving a box over, and I, like, fell, and I scraped my knee onto the floor on the like pavement, and I scraped it so hard you saw the whites of my knees.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I was just like, ow. But I was just like, well, just hurt myself, so that's it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I'm very klutzy, so I don't know. I don't even remember how I fell into that. And then what's another one? Oh, I have one on my hand. You can kind of see it in the light here, right here.
Oh yeah, I see it.
And
I see it.
and that's what makes me kind of like nervous around the Kiwi brand knives, because I cut myself with one, and I also saw the whites of my hand too. So what happened was Sammy wanted to eat an apple, and so I was like, fine. And she's like younger, so I was like, I knew she's not gonna eat the skin, so I was trying to peel the skin. So I peeled the skin off, not hurting myself. And then when I was trying to cut the slices, yeah, I was holding it in my hand. I don't know why I wasn't using a cutting board. And I was holding it in my hand here, and I used the knife with my right. And then I felt something wet on my hand, and then I was like, oh no, I'm bleeding, right? And then I cleaned it under the water, and then like I'm like, what is that white stuff in between? And I was like, ooh, that looks scary. So yeah, and then another injury where I'm like, well, I'll just patch it up.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Yeah.
That reminds me of the one that I had on the can.
Oh, for you?
That was crazy. Because you got it.
She's like, bend it. I'm like, I bend it, and it went.
yeah.
We're like, oh.
I still remember.
Kind of like with Matthew. What do I do? What do I do? Call Michelle. I don't know.
I remember that. Yeah. It was your sharp knife too. Your
no,
good.
it was.
Oh,
no,
it was a
with
can.
the knife.
Oh
it
yeah,
was just a finger here, but then the can, it was like
actually
a
cut
knuckle.
it.
the actual
Yeah.
the knuckle part.
What was Matthew's issue again?
He was drilling. He was
Oh,
drilling
that's right.
for his engineering class, and he drilled. I think he miscalculated too close to his finger, and I think it hit his finger when he was drilling. And he was all like, "What do I do?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't want to look at it." And he was like, "Do I need to go to the emergency room?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
So they came over to my
Yeah.
house for me to look at it, and I'm like,
Because I mean, yeah,
Was
I
something
looked at
still
it for
in
a little
there?
bit.
Did he did it go through? Like what was?
I don't know. We didn't look at it. It was Michelle.
Well, I mean, I looked at it for a little bit, and I was like, okay, it doesn't look too bad, but I don't know if this needs stitches or not. So I'm like, let's just go to Michelle. I don't know.
yeah. So they literally drove from mom and dad's to my house to have me look
Because
at
I think Mom and Dad was out of town, and it was just us three home.
It was during the weekday.
This was when we were older. Like, this was like a year ago. Like 2 years ago.
it before y'all
2 years
moved
ago.
out. Yeah.
We were adults. Okay.
I didn't even remember. That.
I think we were still quarantining.
Oh, this was when Matthew was still in tech. So this was like him in high school.
Yeah,
So this
he
was
was in high
like
school.
2018.
It's 18
Oh,
or
so right
17.
before
Yeah.
COVID.
COVID hit.
Yeah, I remember he came over and I told him to wash it off so I can see it, and I'm looking
Yeah.
at it. And I'm like, yeah, you hit your finger all right, but it'll be fine. Just clean it, wrap it up, it'll heal. That's it. But I can see why they panicked because it was probably like a lot of blood for one finger.
Plus, he told us, he's like, I drilled a hole in my finger. And I'm like, oh! I thought of the picture and I was like, oh!
But then he didn't end up doing that, right?
No, it wasn't
No.
through his finger. It was just kind of like off to the side where his cuticle is.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's, of course, like a spot on your finger where if you do cut it, you do bleed a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, like, you know if I love you if I look at your bleeding crap. Okay? If I don't look at it,
She's like, you don't mean nothing.
yeah.
How does it look like?
Let me look. Yeah. I'm grossed out, but let me look. I don't know, but I'll look at it. for
Knowing
you.
Liz, she'll be like, let me look.
You're fine.
Okay. I mean,
While she finished.
I know. She's like,
All big eyes.
doesn't.
You're fine. You're fine.
She'll be like, you're fine. You're fine.
And they'll be like, are you okay? Yeah. And then she's like,
Yep.
Wake up.
honestly, I don't think I ever remember being like fainting, but I do remember blacking out once.
From when you got the
That
fever?
that was when Matthew was being dumb and when he
Broke his arm.
broke his arm.
You blacked out?
That's
They
because
ran into each other.
He ran into
Oh.
me, yeah,
Oh.
on bikes.
on the bike trail because he only took one half of the brake off, so the other one was still attached to the wheel, so it made it to where he ran into me.
Okay, so he ran into you.
And we both
Knocking you
fell,
out.
and I like knocked out for like maybe a second, like not even that long, like maybe a second or two.
But everything went black.
Yeah, because I remember looking like I opened my eyeballs. 'Cause I
Oh
heard
my
Matthew.
God.
Yeah.
And then Matthew, in the...
He's like, oh my god, I think I broke my arm.
Oh, my God.
Didn't he tell you to go back home and with
Yes.
dad and them? Yeah.
So I rode my backpack, and then Matt Mitchell was home, luckily. So he went back. He ran back over there because we were just right at the river, the stream.
The creek.
Yeah, just right in front of behind that neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
And so he just Mitchell ran over there, and then he rode Matthew's bike back with Matthew.
I'm just trying to imagine him running with his little thong sandals, knowing him, and his little gym shorts. You know him?
Yes.
I can just imagine that.
How he is now with the girls
Yes.
when he runs after them.
I'm just like, oh my God.
But imagine him skinnier though, because that's when he played volleyball.
You still wear those gym shorts and
he
those
always
thong
wore
sandals.
like that navy blue tank top and navy blue pants shorts.
Dang.
Yeah.
And those big ass sandals are too big for him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I literally saw that. Wow.
But luckily, it wasn't like a clean cut for him. It was just a crack.
Mm-hmm. It was just a
Dang.
fracture,
Yeah.
not a compound.
But it was all swollen. And I'm just like, ooh.
I'm surprised he knew that it was broken. I never broken a bone, so I don't know how that
I
feels.
think that if it probably hurts. That's
I think it's
why.
it hurt really bad
Mm,
to where I don't think he could move it.
mm.
Yeah.
But he's like, I think I broke it. I'm just like, okay, if you
I'm
think
surprised
what it
he
is.
logically said that instead of like, like crying.
Well, he
It's
was.
the adrenaline.
Yeah.
Oh.
Adrenaline.
But then when we came back, there was a lady there on her bike waiting with Matthew
Oh.
because she I think
Probably saw.
him. Yeah.
I saw everything.
I don't think she was there when that happened because
know.
there was no one around. But I think when I left is when she came by.
I'm
She's
pretty
like-
sure little boy on the floor.
Crying, holding his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your boy.
Yeah. Freaking Jensen.
Yeah.
Milking
This
it.
was, I think this was in 2011 because in my
When you
graduation
graduated,
pic,
yeah. Yeah, he had the cast.
He
Oh.
was chubby like
Yeah.
Liam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. I remember him being chubby.
Oh, he was 11. Yeah.
Oh,
Because I forgot he's a 2000 baby.
Yeah.
So he was 11 when he broke it.
jeez.
Yeah, but it's like I remember he was like, it's so itchy, so he like he has a hanger so he could like scratch
it. Yes, you see that. Yeah.
He's like, it smells.
Of
Ew.
Of
course.
course it does.
Yeah.
Does he not cover it when he's showering?
I don't even know
Oh.
how that works.
Wait, did he not take baths though, like Mitchell did? I'm pretty sure that's probably why.
I don't know.
He was little. I don't think he took baths like that.
I thought he did, but he just didn't know how to like use the arm because I think it was his right arm, right?
I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember your picture.
I thought it was his left.
Or was it his left arm?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I have to look at the picture again.
One of his arms.
One of
yeah.
them.
One of his arms was in a cast, and it
A
affected
bright
his.
green cast.
Yeah, bright
Yeah.
green
Lime
cast.
green cast.
But yeah.
I do remember one time when I choked on a hard candy, and Dad had to Heimlich me.
You. Oh my god, I do
Oh.
remember. You
Yeah,
said-
because I don't know why me, my dumbass self, was. I don't know where everybody else was. I just remember me and Dad. I don't know where everybody else was.
Mhm.
But I think Dad was at this point. The computer desk was in the living room in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he was working on, I think, whatever he was working on. And then me and my dumbass self was laying on the coffee table, not the couch, but the coffee table when we had that long rectangular coffee table. I was laying on the coffee table and I was watching TV and I had a piece of hard candy in my mouth. It was an orange hard candy. I don't know. But anyways, I had it in my mouth and I guess I was laying down and it kind of just went "Oom," back
Yeah.
there. And then I got up and I was like, oh my God. It's not going down. Like I'm kind of trying to swallow and it's like not going down. And I'm like freaking out. And so like I went and I grabbed water and I drank water for it to like go down and it's not going down.
Oh.
And it finally got to the point to where I was like, Dad.
Were you able to breathe?
I guess I was. I don't know, but like it was just. I think it just kind of all happened.
I think
so
it's
fast.
adrenaline again.
Yeah, it just
So-
all happened so fast, and so I finally went to Dad, and then Dad was trying to figure out what the hell was going on, and I guess he finally realized I'm choking,
Yeah.
and so I remember he picked me up and he took me over to where the front door was, because that's where hardwood floors were,
Yeah.
and that's when he would like Heimlich me. And then nothing was coming up except for the water I was drinking.
Yeah.
And it was nothing but like orange water that's coming out.
Oh.
And the candy would not come out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And then I think finally, after a couple more times, it finally came out.
Ooh.
And I'm just like,
It's
okay,
such an
Melissa.
Asian dad. He
Not my carpets.
Yeah, I know. That's what you just thought of. Pick you up onto the hard floor. So there's always a chance that you can puke when they do the Heimlich. That's
Oh, yeah.
why.
Yeah. So that's what he did.
I didn't even think of that.
No, that's what I literally thought of.
When she said that he would have put her by the front door, I'm like, I bet you, because he didn't want the carpets dirty.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember your
remember
boy was
that.
like that too. I think
Yeah.
Liam, he choked on a grape, and I'm just like,
Oh,
but it was
yeah.
too far down to where it wouldn't come out, so I just gave him water to swallow it. So which he did swallow it though,
Oh, yeah.
but he was so
Dang.
terrified.
It's funny that you mentioned that because, like, I remember choking on our candy too, and it was Dad who helped get it out. It was like a long time ago when Nam High used to be at its old location, and I got a little candy ball. I think it was like a green, like lime candy or whatever. I'm sitting in the front seat, and Dad's over here. I don't know what he was doing. I think he was looking at newspaper or something. But we're sitting in the car, and I'm sitting there, you know,
I'm guessing waiting for mom,
with the
mom and grandma or something.
yeah, probably waiting on mom and grandma. So I'm sitting there, you know, messing with the candy in my mouth, and all of a sudden, and I was just like,
Oh my God.
to Dad, and Dad was stuck around. He's like, what? He starts like slapping me on the back, like really hard.
Did it help?
It did help. So I was just like, and then like it finally flew out of my mouth and like hit the windshield. So I was just like, okay.
Because he was not paying attention. Because I know that's why you were like.
Because I knew I was choking. I was like, oh shit, I know I can't swallow it because it was a big candy. So I was just like,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. So I like vividly remember that candy coming out in the windshield.
Oh, that reminds me that so a long time ago, you know, I don't know if you were there. I don't think you remember, but remember a long time ago we purchased that Hmong person's land and we had to fix it up and then they were going to sell it. That's where the bonfire where Melinda's all like fire.
Was that not the land?
Yeah, that was land that Dad bought from a previous Hmong person.
Yeah, he bought it, he flipped it, and then
And then he sold it.
sold it.
But for the longest time, we had all that land and all that stuff that's out there. And so
Right.
the Hmong people who lived there before, I don't know how they did it, but they built like this barrel horse
Oh,
that's attached to 4 poles, right?
Posts,
So it's
yeah.
one of those metal barrels. Okay, and so what they did is they flattened out kind of like the top part, so where you can kind of sit on it, and they attached it by chains onto 4 posts with like springs, big springs, so you can like
Pretend you're
ride
bull
the
riding.
horse. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
Wow.
jumping up and down the horse, right? And the horse is pretty high to where what was it? Like for me at the time, we had to grab like a chair and like throw our legs over in order to like even get on, or we have to like climb at the front of the barrel where like the like little bit of where like the barrel, I don't know what they're called. Anyways, but we would climb on that, right? That's I think it was me and Matthew. We were on there, and this is when me and Matthew were still pretty small. So I threw Matthew on top of it first because they had like this old wooden desk, you know, those chairs where it's like connected and it has that little desk by the arm. And so they had one of those, and so me and him pushed it up there, and then he climbed on the chair first, and I climbed up after him, and then I helped him. I threw him on top of the horse, right? So he was on there, and then I got up behind him, and I guess we were riding on the horse, you know, playing, and I guess I forgot what happened, but I think Matthew shifted, and he like was gonna fall off, and I got to the point to where I grabbed him, and then we both twisted, and we both fell off like this. And then I was like telling Matthew, I was like, wow, Matthew, you're so lucky that I had some fast ass reflexes as a little kid, because I grabbed you, we flipped to the point to where you landed on top of me when we
Hit
fell
the
onto the
floor.
ground
Oh my god.
between,
Wow.
between the barrel and
The
The
post?
desk.
the desk.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, wow, Matthew, you're lucky, I love you.
Did you not get the wind knocked out of you?
I did. So like I sat there and I laid there, and Matthew's all like, are you okay?
You're probably like, oh, just
That
give
was
me a
when Matthew
second."
was scrawny too.
Yeah.
Little, yeah.
I was just like, oh my god, that hurt. I was kind of high. A fall.
Gee,
Yeah.
I can totally picture you shoving him up there.
Because he wanted to ride.
Dang, where were the adults?
Probably
Inside
in
the
the
house.
house.
Yeah.
God.
I think this was like after church too, or it was something, because it was just us there for a little bit before, like Melinda and them got there.
Mm.
But yeah, and I'm just like, damn, never again.
Fire. I just like say Matthew and little stuff like this, and he comes back. We see like his hair's like white because he sizzled some of his hair.
Oh, when he was playing with fire?
Yes, he didn't know he was that close to the fire.
He's in there singeing off his.
We're like, Matthew, with all that soot on your hair, and then we're like trying to wipe it off. We're like, oh my god, Matthew, you burned some of your hair off. He's like, I wonder what that weird smell was.
I have to admit though, that was a fun house.
It was.
It was fun, like that. Like it was like a good enough land where it wasn't too big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to where you can build a bonfire, to where you could have a garden there.
And they'll have like that random gate on the side too that was secure that we'll just climb over and play on.
Yeah. Like I think if I had land, I think that would be good enough land for me.
Yeah.
That area. Yeah.
I think that's the one where Matthew had to go to the number 2 and the toys weren't working, so we told him to go poop like somewhere on the land.
Oh my god, poor Matthew.
It's so funny because you can see it from afar. Because it was, you would think it would be like flat. No, it was just like a pile. It was so gross.
Jeez.
I mean, it makes sense for it to be a pile because that's what, like, poop.
But like he was constipated too, so it was like the hard poop.
Oh, jeez.
You would think that he would have known over there, like in the back by like the bonfire area, but no, it was just by the 2 swings by the neighbor's gate over there.
Oh yeah, and they also had like 2 big trees in the yard, and then we put up
They
swings.
had one swing already, but it was broken, so I think they redid it.
Oh yeah, and then we put another thing of swings on it too.
Mm.
I'm like, oh, if I would have lived in the the so-called country.
That would
be it.
Yeah, that'd be it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
That's
also
fun.
nearby Christy's
Christy's
mom's
mom,
land.
yeah.
And she had like what, 2 emus?
Yes.
2 emus and a bunch
I
of like
remember.
pheasants and chickens and ducks and whatever. Yeah, her land was just filled with animals. And like
Those emus were scary.
yeah, those emus, yeah, I remember when we used to take grandma there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And grandma being grandma, every time the emu would come up and like try to start something, grandma would be like this.
Hold her fist up.
Yeah, she'll hold her fist up, and the emu's like,
Yeah.
and like kind of walk off.
I always remember every time either I left or when I try to leave the house or leave from the car, I'm always like, where the emus at?
yeah, it's like
I hated those emus. Yeah.
They reminded me of those birds from Ferngully. The what's the password? ones.
Oh yes.
They reminded me of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were big, they were tall, they were mean.
They were mean.
So I'm just always like, where they at? Hated it.
Damn, time flies, y'all.
Yep.
But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we had fun times. You know, definitely had a pretty good, fun childhood. Ish. Yeah. Nothing else? Anything else?
No, I can't think of anything.
I guess you can just
Memory.
memory.
www.memory.
Oh yeah, there was that also one, I think, at least in their old house, how Melinda Savannah's room was literally just right up top against the wall.
Oh, when they had that loft.
Yeah, it was like literally like right there, like right up against the door.
By the attic.
Mm.
I remember spending a night over there, and we would ride our pillows down the stairs.
Oh my gosh.
It was fun, but we were so loud though that we always got in trouble.
Yeah, Bum always got on to us about that.
They would wake up in the middle of the night, and we're like waiting in line to go down the stairs.
So funny.
All I remember was they blocked the stairway with chairs for the younger ones,
Oh yeah.
and then we would play in their master bedroom was pretty big from what I remember,
Yeah.
and that's where we would play all the time. And then they had like a mirror facing the bed, like a big mirror.
Oh yeah.
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 But yeah, sometimes I have dreams of that house.
Yeah, but not as often. But back then I did.
Oh, sometimes, like even till this day, I have a lot of dreams of that house. And I'm kind of like, oh, okay. It's like it's that house, Grandma's house, or it's like Cassie's house.
For
From a
me,
long time
back
ago.
then in the day, yeah, it was most of my nightmares were probably like in their house though. It involved.
Are these good dreams?
Sometimes I don't know if it's good dreams. It's one of those dreams where it's kind of like, why am I back in this house? It'll just be like something weird that's happening.
Oh.
Mine were nightmares though.
Oh,
Mine was
not
always involving the
nightmares.
loft or it's their master bedroom.
Oh,
And they were bad dreams?
Yeah, when I was younger, yeah.
Mm-mm.
It always involved the mirror in their bathroom. I vaguely remember their bathroom. Cuz that was when they were trying to do the Bloody Mary stuff in their bedroom.
Who?
The kiddos. Like Melinda and
No.
Savannah and them were all like trying to do like the Bloody Mary stuff. I'm like, oh, hey.
Well, that's why you have bad dreams about it. It's probably because, I don't know, you were scared at that time.
Yeah, that, and then I think we were playing like chess or checkers in their mom's bedroom on the floor.
That's true. The bedroom was pretty big because they were able to put
There was a twin.
there was
the
a twin
corner.
on the corner, and then there was their queen bed, either queen or the king bed.
There was a space, and then the king bed, and then there
Yeah.
was other stuff on the other side. I don't remember
for
what it
like
was.
a computer desk there, because
Yeah.
that's where the computer was.
And then the dresser was all up against the wall in front of them.
the bathroom
Yeah,
wall, and their bathroom was pretty big too.
yeah.
Yep. I remember that.
And then I vaguely remember the other two rooms. where usually Michelle and them were in.
Yeah. I just remember John's room because they had the games. And they would always play Zelda.
They told us to get out majority of the time.
Yeah.
Get out!
The boys, get
Yeah.
out.
So,
The more you say get out, the more they stay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun.
Oh, and they also had the nostalgic bed sheets and blankets. Like the Lion King and the Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, Esmeralda. I think
blankets.
one of them had Esmeralda.
And
on
Esmeralda.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
it. Yeah. You know, have you guys not seen that meme where it's like, I know you can see and smell this picture?
Yeah.
Does that meme? Does that
No,
meme?
I haven't seen that.
You guys have to look for it. And it's all those like blankets and stuff that like, you know one person that had these. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yep. Oh, the Barney one too.
Yeah, you can smell and see this picture. And reminisce this picture. And I'm like,
I think it was Barney, and I think they also had like Barbie at one point.
I think so.
I don't know. You'll have to
yeah.
show us one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's all the good. That's all the memories that I have to talk about.
Well, whatever good memories you guys have, we're usually together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Somehow.
usually, yeah.
Yeah, and then Anna had a couple good ones. Bike riding.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always nice to reminisce.
Yeah. But I guess we'll call it a night because it's already been like an hour already.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll end this episode, and I hope you guys have a good night and good day, wherever time
night,
it is you guys
good
watch
day.
this. But okay, bye guys.
Bye.